But let me go ahead and get into the best call of the freaking week that we have every single freaking week. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Lindsay, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. How are you guys?
We are freaking wonderful. We're stoked to have you on. Um, but other than that, we'll open it up to some questions at the end. But honestly, Lindsay, the floor is yours. I know you got some big stuff planned for us.
Yeah, well, Drew, just want to say thank you for having me and being a part of this. Seeing those numbers and seeing how much you guys have grown is just absolutely amazing. I am so thrilled and excited for Playbook and for all of the agencies and all of you guys for what you've done this year, but I'm even more excited about what's coming for next year. We definitely set some big records this year, but 2026 is going to be even bigger and better. And I'm very, very excited to know that the partnership that we have with you guys, the growth that's going to happen, and the success is going to be next level. So if your team and if you guys are ready to go to the next level, Americo, we're taking that step and we want to take you guys with us. So we are very excited about it. And, one other thing when I was looking at those numbers and I was seeing how many families you guys were protecting, like from an agent perspective, like I don't know if you guys knew this, but like before I came to Americo, so I've been with Americo for like 2 years now. Well, actually, hold the phone. Next month in January, it'll be 3 years. I've almost been here for 3 years. But before that, I was an agent and I was 100% remote sales and I was an agent for 8.5 years. And so when I see those numbers of families protected, like my agent thinking hat is like, that's a shit ton of money I just made. And from a carrier's perspective now, when I look at that as like, what a difference you guys have made in that many families' lives. And those are the families that we get to serve. So that is just an amazing partnership. And I just really, truly thank you guys for not only the partnership, but for doing what you do to protect the families because it's so much more in this industry and what you guys are doing and the people that you talk to. It's so much more than just a commission or an override or things like that. Like it is truly what you're doing is life changing for these families. So, on behalf of everyone at Americo, thank you so much. We're really excited to go over some of our products with you guys and our processes and why Americo is leading the pack when it comes to simplified issue with all of your carriers and why the partnership between FFL and Americo is so strong. So I'm going to share my screen. I mean, I don't really think I have to go into like full on details with you guys. You guys know our products. You guys are the experts. You know our products. But I'll just touch on just a few little things, just to make sure I'm doing my job. All right. Can you guys see my screen? We good?
Oh yeah, we got you.
Got it. All right. So this is just a few slides, you guys. I mean, you guys, like I said, you guys know our products. You know that last year, when we came out with the Eagle Select with our new final expense, you guys know, you guys have been selling the hell out of it. That was kind of the game changer, the partnership, I was talking about the partnership between FFL and Americo. One thing that really separates us from other carriers is that we really do want to know your guys' feedback and we take that feedback into consideration. And that's how we design and develop our products. You may not know this, but another little fun fact is that Americo, we are one of the last family-owned companies, insurance companies in the country. And what that means is if you guys are looking at this picture right here, our home office is in downtown Kansas City. And that bigger building, that is the Americo building. That's where our offices are. Actually up there on the very top right-hand corner, the very last window, that's where you would find all of us. All of our sales and marketing team, we're on that back corner at the very, very top. But most importantly, that building right in front of it. That is the original building that Americo, the family started back in 1906. That is where it started. That's where the family is still at. They are still running different operations of Americo and some other companies, but that is the original building. And it's been in the family since then. So well over 100 years that this family has been serving and protecting families. So that's why we absolutely love that we know what we're doing when it comes to insurance and final expense and IULs and term. We are a family-owned company protecting families for over 100 years. So that little fun fact. But yes, if you ever do come to Kansas City, I know a couple of the guys on the call this summer, we had them come out to Kansas City and got to show them the office and everything. So we absolutely love having agents come out and see our operations. But so going into the products, guys, just real quick, why do top producers choose Americo and specifically our IUL and our products? Right? You guys all know that America, we're fast, simple, and easy. Okay. There's not a more streamlined process from the application to the issue to getting paid than it is with America, right? With our IUL, when you're talking to your clients, if you are an IUL person, if not, you should get into it. It's great. Our process is great. But our IULs, there's really two different buckets when you're talking about IULs. I like to think of you've got clients that are very much cash accumulation driven, like they want that big cash value. They want that cash value to grow really, really fast and big, right? Or you have the clients that are more protection focused. They want to make sure that life insurance, that policy is there and that when the time comes that they pass away, with the opportunity and with the advantage of an IUL where it can build cash value, right? We are the clients that they want to make sure that they have protection. Okay, they want to make sure that they have that policy in place. They've got the life insurance, and the cash value is just the cherry on top. Okay, so we are protection focused, IUL driven. We've got, oh, well, I should have made an adjustment. So I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet or not, but we don't have the email signature anymore. Right now, we only have that text signature. But again, you guys know how easy our text signature is to the fact that like some other carriers are trying to adopt our text signature. So you're with your clients. It's a very simple, easy text signature. You send the code to the client. The client gives you the code back. You put it in and you're off and running to the next part. Now, I do want to make sure to go over this because of how big you guys are growing and how fast you are growing. There may be some new agents on the call, or you may be, recruiting, and you want to make sure that your agents are being set up to be successful with Americo. So I want to make sure that you guys understand and everyone's aware of when it comes to the text codes, we have to 100% make sure that that code only goes to the proposed insured. Okay. And the reason why is because when that code goes to the client and they give you back that 6-digit code, that is their it's like their signature. It is their legal signature giving you, the agent, and us, the carrier, the authorization to look at their medical information and run their prescriptions. It's kind of like their medical credit check, right? It's like if someone runs a credit check on you, you want to make sure that you understand that they're doing it, for one, and give them authorization. So that text code, that is why it is so important that it only goes to the client, and that they give it back to you. Don't be, trying to send it to yourself or send it to like another phone that you guys, or a friend's phone or anything like that. Like that 100% has to go to the client on both occasions. So there's a check at the very beginning that we do the prescription and MIB check, because that's great, because that's going to tell you guys right off the bats if they are going to be able to be covered or not. It kind of tells you guys, yeah, everything looks good. Go ahead and finish on with the application. And then the very last one, that is their signature signing all the documents, right? So making sure that the code goes to the clients and only the clients in the application. And then also the with the IUL, again, our IUL is very much death benefit protection focused with that opportunity to accumulate the cash value. Now let's get into the Eagle Select. You guys know this one because I know you guys are final expense experts. And like we were talking about, the Eagle Select, that really changed the game with final expense. I mentioned earlier that you guys, what we do and how we designed our products, it's because we take the feedback that we receive from you guys as the agents. And the big things that we were getting back from agents regarding final expense is that we needed to make our product more competitive, price driven, right? We needed to be more competitively priced. Wanted an opportunity to be able to accept more clients, right? If you remember the old Eagle Premier, it was very much, if you answered yes to a health question, immediately it went guaranteed issue, right? Like they answered yes to something, it was guaranteed issue. So we took that into consideration. We also took into consideration that you guys wanted to be able to have the opportunity or the option to have the accidental benefit attached or not, right? Some clients that really didn't matter to them. They really didn't care about it, right? So the opportunity and the option to either add on the accidental or not, you guys really wanted that. So that is exactly what we did when we came out with Eagle Select. It is a 3-tiered product that is going to match the client's health profile. Okay. So we've got Eagle Select 1, which means they are the healthiest of the healthy. Okay. No issues or anything like that. We've got Select 2, which simply means like they're still healthy. We can still offer day 1 coverage for Select 1 and Select 2, but Select 2, maybe they do have some issues, right? They may take, a few more medications, maybe they had a diagnosis, but it's not really something that we would consider like a really big risk, right? And then we have Select 3. Those are going to be our clients that is a graded benefit. It's not guaranteed issue. It is graded. But we've also really separated ourselves with the graded product that over other carriers as well. So if you guys aren't aware of this with our graded product and how we separated ourselves, it's a 2-year graded period. And it goes up to 25,000. And really how this works is kind of like industry standard with a graded policy is that if a client passes away within the first 2 years of the graded period, like I said, industry standard is that client, the beneficiary, they will get all of their premiums back plus 10%, right? That's just pretty standard of how a graded product works. With ours, if they pass away in the 2-year graded period, they're still going to get all premiums back, but then the percentage that they would get back is going to be based on the number of months that they had the policy in place. So for instance, if the client passes away in month 13, right? They're going to get all their premiums back plus 13%. Or let's say they pass away in month 20. We're going to get all their premiums back plus 20%. Okay, where with other carriers, their graded product, it's just 10%. It doesn't matter if it happened in month 13 or 20 or whatever. Okay, so as long as the client makes it past 10 months, fingers crossed that they would, they're going to be getting a lot more benefit back. And the other thing to know is that a lot of times, if someone passes away within those first 2 years with the graded product, a lot of times it's because it was an accident, right? And so with the accidental provision that's built into the Select 3, if they pass away due to an accident, we're paying out that full face amount. Okay, so they are getting their full benefit if they passed away due to an accident. So big things with Eagle Select 1 and 2, it's day 1 coverage. We're going to be able to beat all the other competitors when we're looking at with rates and just the simplicity and the ease of the application. You can't go wrong when you're looking at Americo. We're also going to be able to have that quit smoking advantage. That is something that is very specific to Americo, that if you're talking to your client, you find out they're a tobacco user, we're going to give them the first 3 years of their policy at that non-tobacco rate. And at the end of those 3 years, if they're able to prove that they've quit smoking, which really all it is we send a paramed out, do the little swabby thing, confirm, yep, no tobacco, then they're going to be able to continue that policy for the remainder of their life at that non-tobacco rate. Now you may be thinking, well, what happens if they don't quit smoking? They have options, okay? If they don't quit smoking, well, for one, they saved money because they had 3 years at a non-tobacco rate, which no other carrier is going to do that. So they're saving money there. But then also at the end of those 3 years, they have an opportunity and an option that they can either choose to keep the face amount exactly the same, but now their premium may increase to what a tobacco rate would be for that face amount, okay? Or by default, if we don't hear back from the clients, by default, if they don't quit smoking, then what's going to happen is that their premium is going to stay the same because we're not going to mess with people's money. Their premium stays the same, but now their face amount will lower to what that would reflect on a tobacco rate. Okay, so they have options. Okay, they can either, again, face amount stay the same, but premium goes up, or the premium stays the same, but the face amount goes down. But again, hopefully, within 3 years, they see the benefit of quit smoking, and they get that non-tobacco rate for the remainder of the policy. So we love that we're able to do that for our clients and offer that. We have the e-delivery, which is amazing. Oh my gosh, I use this so much. And when I was an agent and I trained all of my agents that this is like solidifying the sale. This is one way that you can like solidify your sale, is that when you select for e-delivery, letting the client know that they can have their policy within 2 minutes after being approved is a game changer. Other carriers, you have to wait for the policy to get there in the mail. And then sometimes they forget that they even had it. And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, I don't need this. And, they're throwing it away and they're canceling and whatever. But when you're able to have that e-delivery and you're talking to your client, be like, all right, Mr. Jones, congratulations, you are approved. I'm just going to go over the last few things. Here's your policy number. We're going to set up, in about 3 days, I'm going to call you back and we're going to get you set up for your client portal. And that's the way that you're going to be able to have full access to your policy, all of your documents. If you ever need to make updates or changes or anything like that, you can do it in that portal. So what works on this date? And also, by the way, Mr. Jones, go ahead and check your email. Your policy should be in your email by now. They open it up. Yep, there's your policy. Great. Mr. Jones, look over your policy. Make sure everything looks good. We've got, here's face amount. Here's your draft date. Like, here's everything we went over. Here's your policy. Everything good? Yep, perfect. They have their policy. Like that is huge to let them know that not only are you approved, but your policy is right here also. So e-delivery. And another fun fact, there may be some of those states that require a policy delivery receipt. Has anyone ran into those where like, I don't even know what this is, or you've had policies close out because a policy receipt wasn't opened or provided back? When you
Yes.
know that you're in it's frustrating, right? Because if you don't use e-delivery and they get the policy in the mail, they have to send that e-delivery, or they have to send that delivery receipt back through the mail. Like you have to rely on the client to send it, put it in the mail, and it go through, right? When you use e-delivery, the second they open up that email, it clears that delivery receipt. It shows that they have received their policy. So I'm like, use it every time. And like tell Mr. Jones, I need you to open that policy. I need you to open that email. As soon as they open it, policy delivery receipt is completed. So that's a great little fun fact for you guys. And then just another reason why to use that. And then like I know, I know final expense and IULs are really big. It's a great product. A lot of people love them, but I don't want you guys to forget about the term portfolio. There's a huge portion of the the families that you guys are talking to that really probably would fit great with a term product. So don't forget about Americo's term portfolio. We're one of the last carriers that have a cash back option or a return of premium. And that's going to be our CBO 100 and our CBO 50. And so really what that's meaning is that your clients, it's one of those, people may think, well, I don't want to just keep paying premiums and then the term runs out and then I have nothing, right? It's like renting, right? You're just putting money in and you don't get anything back at the end. And so with a CBO, this is a way that your clients at the end of the term period, whether it's, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, they can get all of their premiums back, all of them. I have two CBOs. I have a 20-year and a 30-year. And my 30-year is going to be up when I'm like 67. And I'm going to be getting like almost $40,000 back at when I'm 67. Now, how many 67-year-olds could probably use an extra 40 grand, right? They're right at retirement. And, when I would sell the shit out of, when I would sell these products, the way I'm going to do it is explain to them why I have a CBO is because at 67, I'm going to take that 40 grand and I'm rolling that stuff right into an annuity. I'm going to let my money keep making me money. And so when you're able to position and talk to them, not only are you protecting their life, but now you're also looking after their financial future as well. Because I think that sometimes I think like some agents, if you're brand new and you're trying to do like IULs and talking about indexes and things like that, it can get a little overwhelming and scared. I will be the first to tell you, I was scared to death about IULs because I knew nothing about the market. I knew nothing about S&P 500. I knew nothing about it and it scared me. I was like, I don't know this. Get your money back. I can do that. Like that's easy. Like, yeah, you pay this much in. If as long as you don't die, you get this much back. That's easy, right? So remember about that CBO. Our term 125, term 100, it's the most simple, straightforward term insurance. Okay. We also have our ADB, the standalone accidental. Fun fact, you do not have to have a health license to sell our ADB. Other carriers, they do require to have a health license. Ours, you do not. And then that continuation 10 and continuation 25, that is a product that is 100% specific to Americo. This is a really cool product. If you guys don't know anything about it or you haven't looked at it, this is it's considered a decreasing whole life. And why that is and how it works is that you can protect your families for a certain number of term years. So let's say 30 years. Okay. You want to have a family that is protected. And I do not do public math. So for easy and so I don't get embarrassed, we're going to do for $100,000. Okay. 100 grand. And let's say they are 40 years old. Okay. And they need to be covered for 30 years for 100 grand. So for the next 30 years, they have 100,000 policy and 40. So when they turn 70, at that time, it is going to decrease. And let's talk about that continuation 25. It's going to decrease to 25% of the face value. So now they've got a 25,000 whole life policy. And it's going to continue on for the rest of their life. And the big thing about that is they do not have to health qualify again. And their premiums don't change. So it literally is the last policy anybody would have to have. They could be covered for the big face amount that they want. And then at the end of those 30 years or whatever the term years are, it's going to decrease to 25% and continue on as a whole life policy. They don't have to re-health qualify and their premiums don't change. Okay. Now, what's the difference between a continuation 10 and a continuation 25? Again, we like to keep things simple. So 25 is it decreases to 25%. 10, it decreases down to 10%. That's how it works. Okay. So again, I mean, it's very simple. I love that product. I absolutely love it. And you may be thinking, well, why, what kind of client would be somebody for that, right? I know a lot of people that sell that product specifically because, they're kind of going back and forth between like the IUL or the continuation. And it really comes down to the people that just feel more comfortable putting money into the policy rather than putting it into an index, right? Because it is whole life, it still does build cash value. Now, obviously, it's not building cash value the way that an IUL is, but it is building cash value. And it does come with living benefits and everything like that. So please take a look at our term products as well. But absolutely, like, I mean, we really are leading the industry when it comes to the final expense and IULs. And so also with our, I don't know if I mentioned this, I don't think I did. The big thing that we did with the Eagle Select with our final expense just last month is we went up to that 50,000. Okay, that was something else that everybody had been asking. You know, we were at 40,000. Now we bumped it up to 50,000 for Select 1 and 2. And also no changes with Select 3, still going up to that 25,000 for your clients with that Select 3. So let's also, because this is what my week has been full of this week, was that UFirst bonus. Now, if you were one of the lucky ones, and well, not one, oh my gosh, there was like 287 agents that qualified for the UFirst bonus this period. Congratulations. Thank you so much. This was one of the biggest payouts that we've done. And in 2025, we paid out over $4.2 million in bonuses to agents. Over 4.2 million just in bonuses. So that was absolutely amazing. I mean, next year, I know with Playbook, with all of you guys, I mean, that's going to be well over 5 million. So that's not even going to be an issue. But how do you earn this bonus and when does it start? Well, it started already. So if you are contracted with Americo, the second you start writing business and sending me business, you start your path to qualify for the bonus. So how do you earn it? Obviously, there's some metrics. So you have to earn at least 55,000 in UFirst credits. What is a credit? It's annualized premium. Okay. And it's a 6-month period. So, I mean, some of y'all are writing this much in, I mean, your number one agent, like he probably wrote that this week. Okay. So, I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you can hit 55,000 credits and the fact that there is not a cap, there is no cap on this bonus. So if you can, I mean, this is a minimum $5,500 check, minimum, absolutely no cap. Like if y'all saw some of these checks that went out to these agents, like I think the biggest check that we sent out was almost like close to like $34,000. Like, I mean, I know that there's probably some people in this country that don't even make that in a year. And this agent made it just on bonus. Not even think about all the commissions he was making, but just in a bonus. Okay. So no cap. It is 6 months. Sell the hell out of Americo, get some cash, protect your families, and like take this thing to the next level. 55,000 minimum credits, annualized premium. We got to look at persistency. So 6-month persistency of a minimum of 84% or better. 12-month persistency, 72% or better. And that premium applied ratio of 75% or better. And so qualification period began December 1st and it goes until May 30th. Okay. We're going to pay out those bonuses in June, you know, right before summer. Go do whatever you want during the summer vacations. Again, absolutely no limit on the bonus, no cap. Whatever you can sell, that's your bonus. But some of you guys may be new and be like, well, I don't have a 6-month. I haven't been here long enough, so I probably can't qualify. Wrong. Okay. Though again, the moment you start selling Americo, you start going towards this bonus. So if you are brand new and you don't have a 6-month persistency, we're not going to hold that against you. As long as you hit 55,000 in credits and your premium applied ratio is at least 75% or more, you're getting a bonus. Okay. Same thing with 12 month. Maybe you have a 6 month, but you haven't been here long enough for a 12 month. As long as you hit those credits, 6 months 84% or higher, FPA 75% or higher, you're getting a bonus. Okay. Now we even made it a little bit sweeter. Okay. So if you hit all of those qualifications, all of those metrics, and your 12 month is 80% or better, instead of a 10% bonus, you're now getting a 12% bonus. So 12% on a big number is, I mean, that could be a big jump in that payout. So go get that bonus. Again, everything that you guys have wrote this month, everything that you're going to write tomorrow, next week, next month, the whole shebang for the next 6 months. I mean, get that money. I mean, you guys we're just saying, you guys are going to be doing millions in a month. Okay, yes, I am very competitive. I want it all because I want all the good business, guys. I want all the good stuff. Okay. I I can say this. I'm going to kind of tell you guys my mentality of what I do and why I do it, because I'm very competitive. Here, let me go to my next slide. So you guys know Brandon. Okay, so there's obviously you guys know I'm one of the account executives for you guys, and then we also have Brandon. You guys have questions, you can always reach out to Brandon and I. Also, make sure if you guys need information, especially if you're looking at those term products, go to the ffl.americo.com website. All the microsites are there with all the product information, flyers, brochures, all of that stuff can be there. Agent services, you have questions with any of your policies or commissions or whatever it is, absolutely 100% send an email to agent services. And if you get that email to them before 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we do guarantee that you will get an answer that same day. So make sure you utilize that. And then, yes, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. I just had a big lesson on Instagram because I'm probably one of the most illiterate people when it comes to social media. I had no idea what a story was. No idea. I was like, I don't know. What is it? Like, they were like, it disappears. Like, then why are you putting it out there if it disappears? And they're like, well, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just tell me what to do. So this is what day in my life, guys. It's fine. It's all fine. But so back to like how I want to partner with you guys, because I feel like this kind of is your guys' mentality as well, especially as Drew was saying, when you guys go to convention, you're there to make a statement, right? When you walk in, people know that this is Playbook, right? Like they know. So my mentality, because I'm super competitive, is that when it comes to being a carrier and winning and making sure that my products and my processes and my team trumps everybody else, this is kind of how I operate. First, I'm going to beat you, then I'm going to embarrass you, and then I'm going to make sure that you have to find a new job. So I'm ready to do that with Playbook, and I'm ready to go. Like I am ready to go, and if you guys are ready to go, let's freaking go. Like what is it that you need? What questions do you have? How can I help you? Whatever it is that you guys need, let me know, because I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So I think that was all my slides. Yep, there we go. There's my thank you.
Let's freaking go. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Without a doubt, whenever Sean brings up Americo and Lindsay Autry is announced at Playbook, you will feel the Playbook's present, just like we give it to our own people. We love Americo. We have your back through anything because we know you guys always will have ours. So anything that you ever need from Playbook, we'll send an army and shed some blood for Americo. But any questions you guys have or anything else that you have, Lindsay, feel free. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
Yeah, whatever you guys need, things you want from us, things that what we got. Anything?
I have a question.
Shoot.
Do you think Americo IUL will ever go down to 25K minimum instead of 50K?
So we've discussed it. The only thing that kind of is stopping us right from making that change is that we don't want the IUL to drastically compete with the final expense. And also to kind of give you an idea of because I asked the same question, right? I was like, why would we not? I feel like there's a big portion that we're missing with the IUL where people go to a different carrier or whatever it is. So another discussion that we've been having and why we wouldn't go is because if somebody, let's say it's for 25,000 and we decline it, it's or let's how would it be? Yeah, so if we decline it for 25,000 with the IUL, what we don't want to always kind of happen is move over to like a final expense. Be like, well, let's see if we could get final expense and be like, oh, you got approved for final expense. Well, let's jump up to 50,000. You know, we declined you over here for this amount, but then approving over here for this possibly this higher amount, right? Which what we're also just kind of give you guys a little feel out there of what we are looking at doing is in the application if somebody were to be declined with the IUL based on the MIB and prescriptions and the score, if they would be favorable for like an Eagle, it's going to tell you right there in the application, and it would take you directly into the Eagle app instead of having to shut down and start all over and then do everything all over again. So that's something that we are actually very actively working on right now. That it's all, sometimes if you get declined with the IUL, you may be like, well, I wonder if they would get approved over there. No, we're going to tell you in the application, like, I know you were declined here, but based on the information we have right now, boom, let's put you in this application right now. Let's just get it done. So that is something we are coming in with. Going back down to 25,000, I don't know if it's we're discussing it, but I haven't got everybody on board yet.
I've got a
Yeah.
question.
Go for it.
So I've written Americo a good amount in the past, and one of the things that I've came across a lot is when I submit a policy for a client in a new state, you have that
Mhm.
7 to 10 day waiting period for that license to be approved. Is there ever going to be a way around that?
So it's not going to be around it, but we are getting ready to deploy the new system that as long as you have an active license in that state, it just hasn't been appointed yet. We have the new system that we are getting ready to adopt and deploy is that it is going to like almost instantly be able to go out and see that it's there and then issue it. So the whole, waiting, the prod errors, everything like that is going to be gone. So that is the last thing that we are just finalizing with that. I mean, it's been like a year and a half that we've been working on this system. Because sometimes like some states are like super slow with updating that information or like Nipper, like all of it. But making sure, number one, making sure that you do have a license in that state before you write in the state. So don't write the application and then go get your appointment and then go get the license because then you're going to have to rewrite it because you have to have a license in the state before the documents are signed. Okay. So making sure you're licensed in the state before you write in there. And then with this new program, it's going to be instant.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I do see someone put in here says, what was the product you mentioned? You don't need it. That was our ADB, the standalone accidental death benefit. So, with the accidental benefits, there's no health questions. It's really just it is considered a life insurance policy because it is $1,000 all cause benefit where if they pass away due to an accident, it's a 150, 250,000, whatever you want to set it up for. But because it has that $1,000 all cause death benefit, it's a life insurance. It's not just accidental. Anything else? All right. Well, I just want to echo what Drew was saying about convention. 100% make sure you guys are there. That is a change. I mean, that will change the game for you, especially if you're new, you're just getting in it. That we're going to be there. Our entire team's there. I mean, it's going to be absolutely amazing. You do not want to miss out on it. So much information just jam-packed in those days. You hear from not only amazing speakers. I know you guys have speakers that are going to be up on stage, but you also have so many other speakers from different industries. We got keynote speakers, you've got different agents and managers. So just make sure you are there and get your team there. Are you guys thinking about making a product that's immediate that will take any type of health issue? Like a guaranteed issue?
I doubt we're probably gonna get that from America, right?
Yeah, that's we like to stay in business. We like to stay in business. And Peter says, how does an agent earn UFirst credit? You sell Americo. You sell us. Every policy that you are submitting and that we are issuing and paying, and the client is making their premiums and they're keeping it, those credits, that annualized premium, that is what's going to correlate into UFirst credit. So if you've got, let's say, easy math, it's $1,000 annualized premium, you just got 1,000 UFirst credits.
I have a question, Lindsay.
Best bonus out there by far. Yo, Noah, hit us with the last question. We got to get out of here, but hit us with the last question, brother.
I got you. Do you ever think the Select 2 rates will ever go be a little bit less expensive to match other carriers that would level for those medical conditions?
Yep, we are looking at that. Actually, it's right on time. We definitely are looking at that simply because, we know we are the most competitive with level 1. And even our level 3, our Select 3 is super competitive, and we've got really good persistency in numbers with those 2 levels. But the Select 2 is not being as competitive and good there, and it's because of the rates. We see that. So we are absolutely 100% looking at how we can adjust the rates with that based on the conditions that we're going to accept more of.
Thank you.
Yeah,
100%. That would be amazing. That was actually one of the questions that I would have had is if we could get Select 2 prices down, that would be awesome. Yeah. That would be our bread and butter. We would love that. But Lindsay, thank you for hopping on so much. I appreciate you. On behalf of all of Playbook, anything that you ever need, please reach out to me, Ronnie, Coach, anybody over here. We got your back 100% through and through. And we will see you at convention. We will make some noise for you at convention. Everybody will see you. Thank you for hopping on. And we'll see you guys not next Thursday because it's Christmas. Happy Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Let's go. Thank you guys for hopping on. See you guys.